I'm about to share some bad news from an old book. There is some prophecy about the U.S. presidential election results in the 500-year-old Book of Prophecy. But before starting, I want to tell you how brave we are for making this video. A comment posted recently confirmed what we have suspected for some time. Someone has tried to mute us. This is not the first time that we have received such comments, but this one gave us the most details. We have shared with our viewers our 3 talents. Number 1, we see what no one sees. So whether it is a crop circle, Nostradamus, or Tweebay 2, we consistently see what others don't see. Number 2, we can turn a complicated information into short and beautiful and meaningful videos. This is how we have won 775 IMDb Film Festival awards in just 4 years. Number 3, as if those were already programmed in our heads, we make films faster than people making breakfast. That's how we created 2 YouTube channels with a combined view count of over 13 million, while making 350 quality films that have won record-breaking awards. Although we can make films relatively quick and easy, it still costs us way more than we get from the small advertising revenue from YouTube and Amazon. We've worked hard because we want to pass on the messages, but there seems to be an invisible hand trying to choke us. On January the 30th, 2020, we released Win the Invisible War, Wuhan Virus, telling people about the virus and the importance of wearing a mask and washing your hands. Basically what you need to know to guard yourself. I hired a licensed medical doctor to give out this important message and paid for a professional to make the subtitles, trailer, and a poster and submitted that to Amazon. The film won awards at the Accolade Competition, Impact Docs Award, Independent Horror Movie Award, and Royal Wolf Film Awards. All as Best Short Documentary, but was held for review since 1/31/2020. Amazon stated the reason below for not releasing it, quote, publishing errors. Content review required. This title requires a content review and is currently ineligible for resubmission. Please watch for updates in your provider portal. Can you imagine how many people could have better protected themselves if Amazon allowed people to see this? That was not the only block put on me by Amazon. When the outbreak just started in early March of 2020, I released a book called Nostradamus on Virus Outbreak. Is Doomsday Upon Us? On Amazon. I honestly did not expect it to be a hit. I just wanted to warn people how dangerous it could be, and since no one would hear me talking, I used Nostradamus in his words. In just 2 weeks, that book sold hundreds of copies. Then I uploaded a version with a few minor spelling and grammatical corrections, and Amazon decided to ban it. So all of a sudden, people could no longer hear the warnings. So I rewrote the warnings and released Nostradamus Virus Watch List, Nostradamus on Plague, Decoded, Ignored, and Fulfilled. The subsequent films made based on the 2 books won an Accolade competition, a Continental Film Festival Outstanding Achievement Award, an Alternative Film Festival Best Feature Director Awards, and multiple awards from Minefield, Pinnacle, and Royal Wolf festivals. But few people get to read the book, nor see it on YouTube. We are a small team. We know the only way to get messages out is through platforms like Amazon and YouTube. We know we won't get paid much, but that doesn't matter. However, our viewership dropped 99% from over 20,000 a day to about 200 a day. We kept on losing subscribers. All these may have stopped viewers from watching our films, but it could not stop us from making them. We gained a small voice back when we won a bronze Best Short Documentary at 53 World Fest Houston. Sometimes we would spend our hard-earned money to festivals we had no chance of winning, just so judges could see the messages and possibly spread some of the words out. However, we kept on wondering if we were attacked like this when using only original materials, and we made no false statements. What would happen if we released other sensitive materials? That's why we held off releasing this video until after the US election day. We had two reasons. One, we don't want to affect any voting, even when we know only a handful of people may watch this. Two, after seeing what we have seen in the election results and process, we believe part of the prophecy has already been fulfilled. I must share with you on what I see before it's too late. In my Amazon book, The Future According to Nostradamus, I explained in detail how to decode Nostradamus. I used two important tools to find the prophecy about this election: keyword and cluster. The one word Nostradamus used often to describe President Trump is trumpet. He actually used it 5 times. These are the 5 lines containing the word trumpet. In Century 1, Quatrain 40, the false trumpet concealing madness. Century 1, Quatrain 57, the trumpet shakes with great discord. Century 2, Quatrain 44, when the noise of cymbals, trumpets, and bells. Century 3, Quatrain 50, kings summoned by trumpet to go out. Century 10, Quatrain 76, at the sound of the trumpet of his adherents there will be. I may find more information in the 942 predictions Nostradamus wrote, but today I will focus on Century 1, Quatrain 57. The prophecy is like this, quote, "The trumpet shakes with great discord, an agreement broken, lifting the face to heaven. The bloody mouth will swim with blood. The face anointed with milk and honey lies on the ground." The first line needs no explanation when you replace trumpet with Trump. Quote, "An agreement broken" can mean President Trump refuses to accept the election results. But one can challenge that explanation, as President Trump never agreed to accept the election result. If there were no agreement, then he would not have broken it. However, assuming both candidates agree to follow the election laws, then we would call it agreement broken. Or you could say President Trump's demand to stop counting mail-in ballots broke it. Second part of line 2, quote, "lifting the face to heaven," can be hard to understand, so I used Google Translate and got "raising the test to sky." This could mean the losing party would take it to the highest. In the United States, the highest court is the Supreme Court, which I think the petition is already being prepared. The third line talks about the bloody mouth will swim with blood. I feel America is so divided on everything. If the red and blue were a family, now the irreconcilable differences have reached a boiling point. I can't find better words to describe the current situation other than swim with blood. And the division was caused by bloody mouth. But how can we fix it? We can't live like this forever, right? I actually have a simple solution. If everyone that voted for Trump would force themselves to watch 1 hour of CNN reporting, and everyone that voted for Biden would watch Fox News for 1 hour for the next month, you would have a better understanding of what happened to us and would not be so inclined to hold grudges on people dyed with different colors. We are who we are because of what we watched. But what can we do? No one knows what is real and what is fake news anymore, right? The fourth line can have several meanings. Number 1, milk and honey means wealth and abundance. The face anointed with wealth means the person who put wealth on face will lie on the ground. It's like drop from sky to earth. Could this mean President Trump will have to face the debts coming due and be in great trouble? If that is the case, what do you think would half of the Americans who voted for him turn out? Social discord? Sure. Number 2, could milk and honey mean the Jewish promised land? Which lies in ground means Ivanka or Jared would be attacked. Number 3, will there be social unrest that target the wealthy? Now, let's turn our attention to the quatrain before Century 1, Quatrain 56. In our book, The Future According to Nostradamus, I explained how related prophecies are grouped into clusters. And I believe there are important messages in Quatrain 56. Century 1, Quatrain 56, quote, "Sooner and later you will see great changes made, dreadful horrors and vengeances. For as the moon is thus led by its angel, the heavens draw near to the balance." Line 1 warns us about coming changes. And believe me, there will be some changes you're not ready for. As indicated in line 2, dreadful horrors and vengeances. Third line talks about the moon led by angel. I would assume it is a movement by Angelicans. And I found they do have an archbishop with the first name of Moon. But that may not be relevant here. The fourth line does make much more sense. So I used Google Translate and got, "The sky approaches inclinations." So the sky is falling, basically. We will see major chaos in the next few months, or even longer. Like I said before, people like you and me have no way to tell truth from lies, as the media feeds us what they want us to hear. And we choose to see only what we want to see. But how bad will it be may lie in the other prediction in this cluster. Poem 58. In Century 1, Quatrain 58, quote, "Through a slit in the belly a creature will be born with 2 heads and 4 arms. It will survive for some few years. The day that Al-Kilo celebrates his festivals, Fosana, Turin, and the ruler of Ferrara will follow." When I read this poem long ago, what popped in my head was not the image of a monster, but why Nostradamus talked about a monster like that. We've seen deformed creatures on maybe a YouTube video or Facebook message, but a prophecy? Come on. Save the prediction for something important, would you? But now I understand. It is clustered with these 2 quatrains and showed me a gruesome picture of what is to come. If we don't try to work together as a nation, the America we have known will become a monster with 2 heads, with a slit in the belly. Don't think I'm crazy. As you can see how the red and blue are divided. I also did not understand about the 4 arms, but I do today. Do you know our current government has 3 arms? Legislative, executive, and judicial. Will there be a new branch like Homeland Security Military Branch? Or would you consider Senate and Congress 2 separate arms? If the 2 heads mean U.S. divided into 2 executive branches, one head by Democrats and the other Republican, one governs the red states and one on the blues. That could last several years until the next election. Could it be? And the 4th line may mean a few other countries to follow. The more I look into Nostradamus' Book of Prophecy for predictions of our times, the more I want to share. But I will stop here, so I can message out to you as soon as I can. I hope we can work together, one nation under God, love and care for each other, and most importantly, work together for a united States of America. This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.